Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome back to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons. And guess what? It is our last campaign show before our 3rd-year anniversary. How crazy is
Oh
that?
my god, I feel so
It's
old.
wild. Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
We're gonna
melting.
be legally allowed to drink in dog years.
Oh my god, yes, please. I want to be a
Science
drinking
and Sorcery
dog.
does not endorse getting dogs drunk.
Unless they want
My
to.
dad did it by accident to our family dog once. Don't do it. Ran
So
into
glad
the
I'm
oven.
not the one derailing
ran
the
into the
introduction
oven.
for once. We are back with our campaign Witness to Ruin, and a warlock has woken up with 2 eyes and a bunch of mushrooms on her arm. A normal day for the slots. But before we get into a quick recap, a few announcements. You may have noticed I said final campaign stream before our anniversary, but it's not our final stream because tomorrow on Tuesday, don't tell me, Sam, I know what day it is, the 12th of November, there's going to be a Discworld stream right here on Science and
Oh
Sorcery.
my fucking
Discworld
god.
CRPG. It's going to be fantastic. Sam, anything else we want to say about that? Who's the DM? What's the vibe? Are people going to get prizes?
Yeah, so the vibe is very much pun-filled Terry Pratchett. The system for this game is really fun in that you don't have any stats at all. Instead, all of your things that it says on your character sheet you can use as traits, including your name. So you can use that to your advantage. I fucking love it as an idea. JC Darcy will be GMing. We've got an incredible lineup, including Reese Lawton. We've got Lou Fryer. It's an incredible group of people, and I'm really excited for it.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Yes, that's correct. 8 p.m. GMT.
I remember details. And then another detail I have remembered on this Friday, the 15th of November, we are returning to the city of Melwood. The wonderful Jazz Scarlet is going to be joining us once again, and Rachel's going to get introduction to this crazy city from our very first campaign, as our characters go on a quest to find a big bag of drugs. Who could have possibly left that there, Khalil?
Boomslang, you mean?
Can't prove anything.
I mean, I would say my mum watches this, but I don't think she does. If you are, hi,
She
Mum.
should. Yeah, almost.
It was oregano.
And he was holding it
Big
for a friend.
bag of cooking spices.
And I was that friend.
That is going to be right here on Science and Sorcery at 7 p.m. this coming Friday. So please do tune in. There's going to be some more announcements coming up on the day. We've got some really exciting things in the work. And a sneak preview of one of those things from, I believe, February and March, Sam? We are going to be running a few shows. We're going to be doing some stuff with Pride in STEM to highlight the both scientific and LGBTQ communities from all around the UK. So more information to come on that at the anniversary stream, I think, will be a good place to announce that. And
Yeah, we're
also
really
keep
excited
that
for this
posted on our
one.
Socials.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. We're making
Yeah.
some moves.
It's going to be games, and it's going to be something more than games.
Something more than games.
And games with a Y.
It's going to be the most dangerous game.
What?
What? Moving on. Can I say
And it's
one?
going to be
Was that in the
queer.
grant proposal?
Yes, Sam.
Can I say one last thing? Is that on Saturday, November 30th, if you're in London and you're at Dragon Mate, you can also find Science and Sorcery there. We're part of 2 shows and a panel, or at least some of us are involved in different parts of that. So in the morning, we're going to be running a You Awaken in a Strange Place game, which is like, what's that about? Fuck knows. We'll find out on the day, and the audience will get to decide that with us. We're also, or at least Rachel and Cleo will also be part of a worldwide wrestling RPG game alongside Euphoria, RP Geeks, the transmissions, and some other people from the TTRPG world. And Khalil, do you want to mention anything that you're involved in as well? Because you put some cool things that day.
Yes. So there will also be one thing that afternoon that I'm involved in the POC lounge at Dragon Meet. I'm going to be on a panel brought together by Taylor Navarro, who's one of the coordinators of the POC lounge there. Big respect. I'm going to be on a panel about Actual Play 101. So there's a whole day of talks and panels, and this is going to be about kind of the essential things to bear in mind and to think about and prepare for when starting to get into the world of actual plays, which is really exciting. We've got an incredible lineup on the panel. I almost feel wrong saying it. I'm massive imposter syndrome, but it's going to be really fun. So come along to that.
And Khalil and I will be wearing spandex all day.
Because the wrestling thing. Because of the wrestling thing.
Yeah, we've discussed it in chat.
I mean, we discussed it. I'm not sure we discussed all day.
I don't know. You
I need
seem really
gravitas in the
enthusiastic.
afternoon.
I was just
I'll-
following your lead.
I'll carry the talcum powder.
Thanks,
I'm going to be in Scotland, not responsible for any of your nonsense because I have anxiety. Right. Shall we do a quick recap of what happened last session? Last session, the Finger Blasters went on a bender. They... I know, shocking. They reconnected with their golden dragon friend who brought them back to the Temple of Vias, where a bunch of very excitable Furbolgs were building an amphitheater and were honored to hold a coming-of-age ceremony for one Nimbo Thunderman? Thunder Daddy. You get to introduce your character as that from now on. However, before the ceremony, Blurta went and scammed her patron out of a flying carpet and was offered the chance to run an army, probably of about 6 gym bros, to which she claims she's considering it. But in reality, what happened after the bender is Blurta has woken up with not one, but 2 eyes, and a patch of mushrooms growing on one arm. Whether or not the mushrooms are related to her change in warlock patrons, we're going to find out right now.
Oh, my head. What? Why do I look like a sponge? Oh.
Ooh. You were a lot cleaner when we went to bed, I think.
Oh. What? I'll reach round the back and just like pull a halfling off my back. Oh. Sorry. I'll rub my eyes and look for Yarrow.
Yarrow is attached to the halfling.
Oh.
I imagine it's like with that like kind of beer stickiness.
It's more than just beer. Yarrow spent most of the night doing laps in the jungle juice.
Well, I would explain what happened, but I can't remember anything. But the body keeps the score. Everything hurts. I haven't felt like this since the first day of basic training.
What's the last thing you remember?
We all got naked.
We
Oh
were
yeah,
on
that's
a dragon.
normal though. It's a party.
Oh, it's not normal for me.
Oh, you should come to the commune.
Or you should try traditional Greco-Roman wrestling. You'd love it.
Oh no.
Where's
Too-
Greece? Where's Rome?
I think what do you mean gecko
It's
Roman?
actually from a town called Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's full of very
Wonderful.
attractive lizards.
Too much oil involved for me.
Oily lizards.
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
do you did I imagine that statue changing? That did happen, right?
I've never seen that statue before in my life.
I think that did happen.
Are we within eyesight of it, or can I like hungover stumble back to the?
No, you're within the amphitheater.
Okay.
It's easy to just sort of turn your head. It's still in the same position that it was after the ceremony.
It wasn't always holding a lightning bolt, was it?
Where are we? I'm sorry. Did
What's the last thing
dragon
you
hurt
remember,
us?
Mark?
We were on a dragon.
Oh, that's
In the air.
But we weren't even drinking then.
No, I know. That's the last thing I remember.
You made that call.
You did, but you did kind of fix it.
How can you fix it unless it's broken?
It's fine. Probably best not
Just
to worry
don't
about
tell
it.
me.
It's fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
TLDR. The dragon didn't hurt us. We're back at the temple. We had a bit of a party last night with the dragon as well.
Nimbo's a daddy now.
Yeah, I guess I gotta
You furbolgs move
think
fast.
of a new name. Well, I'm still a child of thunder, even if I'm not a child anymore.
So, just to query you all, like, am I hallucinating? A, that I have my eye back, and B, that
Holy shit.
I'm covered in mushrooms.
Oh,
Oh,
I just assumed that was something that happened at the party. I didn't want to bring it up.
I check my own arms for mushrooms. we slept in the same bed.
you do have two eyes.
Whoa!
What?
Dude.
So I guess she did what she said she was going to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
How dragony do you feel?
how dragony do I feel?
Make an insight check.
On myself. 13.
Okay, something's definitely different beyond just the fact you have like depth perception again. There's something that before what might have felt like your magic might have felt like heat, and now it feels almost like ice.
I assume that my breath is a bit like when you go out in the cold, and it's just like
A little, yeah.
yeah.
And it's not a cold morning, so it's just you.
So this is new.
That is fascinating. Can I do a nature check, please, to like see if this fungus is some kind of pathogen, if it's something
Yes.
that there's a cream for, if it's something that is, potentially part of some unintended consequence of breaking a warlock pact, something like that.
Go ahead and make either nature or medicine. They'll tell you
Okay.
slightly different.
Can I also hit you with a science fact?
Yes.
So, fungi are eukaryotes. They are more closely related to humans, or Eladrin, I guess, than bacteria are. And so, like they're detected differently by our immune system. And most of the time, if you have a fungal infection, it'll normally be superficial. And not that it's always on TikTok, but it's on the surface. So athlete's foot is the dead skin between your toes. Ringworm is the top layer of your skin. Thrush is like in your mouth or other body cavity. But if you are immunosuppressed in certain ways, then sometimes your immune system doesn't recognize a fungal infection and kind of keep it at bay. And so you can get kind of integrated or systemic mycoses. And a mycosis is a fungal infection, and it can actually like embed in parts of the body and actually start growing into the tissue. It's very rare, but it can happen, and it's gross. I mean,
So you're like a
people who have it
cyborg.
are fine, but like the it is a scary phenomenon, is what I mean.
What
You get a science dice.
what I am concerned about in this circumstance, which is related to a science fact, is that mushrooms are only the fruiting bodies of funguses, and therefore, usually the actual bulk of the fungus is much larger and underground. So
Mhm.
I'm less concerned about the fungus growing on the outside of my arm as what's going on inside.
Vias guide me. Oh, ooh, also, I get an additional D4 from my coming of age. I think that's ability checks, right?
Let me double check.
I like the idea
Yep.
that rich kids just have coming of
Ability
age
checks.
ceremonies before their exams.
You have to pick which exam. You
I was
know the
gonna say-
benefit of it from it once.
I tend to. Don't worry.
Just to
was
get this
that
discussion
a
out,
thought that you were like, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, my inner critic was like, don't say that. But I'll put it in the chat.
Join our Patreon to find out what Rachel senses in this message.
I got a 16.
With all of those bonus dice?
Yeah, I rolled a 5 on the D20.
Oh, okay. Alright. I was expecting like 30 something. With a 16, you're able to identify the type of mushroom. It is ultimately harmless. It is non-toxic. It's primarily found in the Underdark, and you know that it is sometimes used to brew like fungal ales. The most famous of which is one called Old Stinky.
Were you drinking Old Stinky last night?
Yes.
Are these
So that wasn't even in the jungle juice.
edible?
They're non-toxic. I mean, any fungus is edible, some only once. But
Well, I'm going to come in on that with a science fact to say that people say that, but that's not actually true, because some of them you couldn't eat because they're rock solid. You could barely even swallow them or bite into them.
Challenge accepted.
That's just a matter of like chopping it small enough.
It's just a matter of preparation, yeah.
Oh,
Chainsaw.
yeah, well, okay, if you went
Mortar
down the
and
route
pestle.
of like chop 'em up a stone, then good for you. But we're not looking for bezoars.
Maybe we are.
Maybe you're not.
Oh no, actually, I was wrong, and science should get Sam should get a die for a science fact that is infallible.
But also at the same time, only about 3% of mushrooms are actually poisonous, and there's only about 15 species that are fatal anywhere.
How many
Both
are venomous?
Sam and Alex get nerd dice for their mushroom facts. So, Rach, if you've got some mushroom facts you want to throw in the mix.
I'm a pretty fun guy. I'll get there. My brain's still warming up.
The joke of the chat was better. With a 16,
it was not what I thought it would be.
Me neither. With a 16 Nimbo, you'd also know these mushrooms will probably fall off on their own at some point without ill effects, or you could try to cure them through magic.
Yeah, I was immediately thinking that I could try and kind of treat this. I don't think they're necessarily harmful directly, but I mean, do you want them off?
I'm gonna go with yes. Just like I feel there's probably some kind of dodgy vectors of having fungal bodies sticking out your arm.
Okay. I am going to cast Lesser Restoration as
Yeah, I'll do it.
I pick off the mushrooms very carefully, making sure to secure the skin around the base so I don't like damage any of Blurter's arm. And I'm going to kind of pop them in a bowl to the side. And then, yeah, I'm going to kind of wipe down the area afterwards. And as I wipe, it's going to be like Lesser Restoration, kind of glow under my hand, like Etch-a-Sketch.
As you're picking off the mushrooms, you suddenly feel like a tug at your like trouser leg. Hey, Nimbo. Hey, can I have those mushrooms? Make more ale.
Sure. Pardon?
Thank you. I'll make more ale. Lorta drank all of it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, of course. Does it
As
normally
you hand
do
it down
that?
to the.
Does it normally do that?
You look down at the furbolg's like feet, and there's just mushrooms growing out of them.
Ew.
All right, fair enough. Probably good to give people a heads up about that.
Self-propagating.
Nice.
Mm.
Cyclical.
Mhm.
Sustainable.
Exactly.
I
You
think
get
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
vomit.
You really are the champion of Vias. I'm going back to sleep. The other furbolg sort of curls around the mushrooms you've just handed in and rolls over.
Well, you've contributed to the next batch, Blurter. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yeah. Would that? Oh no, I guess it wouldn't because lesser restoration only cures one condition, so it wouldn't have cured Blurter's hangover.
No.
Okay.
In my plus, I don't think I was drinking as heavily as the rest of you. Possibly just because I am like half the weight of all of you.
And Blurta was busy holding court, believing
Yes.
herself once again to be the most all-knowing entity on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
What is that smell? Can it...
Probably
which one?
fungus.
There's a lot of different
Oh,
odors.
I don't feel well. I imagine it smells like the Monday of a music festival. You know.
Real
Yeah, but if
vinegary.
you combine that with a really wet bird.
I mean, that's still just like Monday at a music festival.
I
We go to different festivals, clearly. I never have any
I'm
birds at them.
picturing there's also an element of like a load of people being taught how to make kimchi, and not very good at it.
So I've remembered a mushroom fact. A mushroom fact that is really a physics fact attached to a mushroom fact. So mushroom fact is some mushrooms can glow in the dark. But the real fact is that the reason why lots of natural things that glow in the dark are like blue or green is because that light comes from electrons moving between electron shells, essentially. So if you see the little diagram with the atom with the nucleus in the middle and then shells around the outside, and this is oversimplified for all the physicists in the chat, electrons will become excited and move to an outer shell and then relax and move back down, and as they relax they release high energy light as kind of like a waste, but high energy light is blue or green. The wavelength is a lot, the frequency is a lot higher. So that is why lots of bioluminescent stuff is that color.
Sick.
And that excitation of like the electrons moving between. If you're in the UK and you still have like old orange sodium lamps, that's why they look like that, 'cause it's low energy excitation.
Sam is from the previous century.
Hey, the orange lights are the best.
They are. I hate like horrible
Never
LED.
seen
No, thank you. Ugh.
Let's not get into circadian rhythms.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate LEDs. I've never seen an orange lamp.
I feel like shit. Like does anyone? How do we get rid of this feeling? I don't.
I mean,
like this.
I technically I can do it.
Oh God.
I can't. I can only do it for three of us. So we can rock paper scissors for it, I guess.
No, I'm all right. I have been through worse damage in my time, and I feel like I'm not dealing with the emotional damage because I can't remember a thing. So you three have fun.
Well, actually, I can only do it for two of us. I'm sorry,
Oh,
'cause I did it on that fungus.
Are we drunk enough that it's going to affect our like rolls or anything?
No.
I think
M seems to be suffering, so I'm gonna pop a second level lesser restoration on them.
Pop a Healy.
You just like hand me like a Lucozade energy drink.
Other energy drinks are available.
Well, it's very true. Electrolyte heavy drink.
Yeah, and it's like a Furbolg kind of drink that's made of like a little bit of like nectar, just like a little bit for sweetness and flavor, but also like lots of like salt minerals from the soil. So it's got kind of like an earthy, clayey flavor, but in a nice
Ooh.
way.
I like
If you
that.
ever need to make your own rehydration liquid, just mix equal parts salt and sugar in water.
Or if you're in somewhere that doesn't have safe water, you can put salt in Coca-Cola or other non-boycottable colas.
And on that note, as you pour some salt into an off-brand Coke and hand it to M, what is y'all's plans? You heading out immediately, or
So,
We should get a move on.
do they have breakfast? Like, I feel like we should probably eat.
there's like a horde of halflings who have clearly like decided that they're in charge of feeding all the hungover people. So you're able.
So I imagine we're
to
sitting
go.
at like a long, low table. It's like we're sitting cross-legged next to a big
There's
long
no table. Everyone's just balancing things on their laps in this
Cool.
kind of muddy
I-
amphitheater.
So as we chat, we're munching.
I assume that it's an unwritten rule of halflings in D&D that they can produce hash browns at will, regardless of
Yes.
whether it makes any
Yes.
sense. So where have they come from?
Wait, if we're having
mostly
one
hash
meal
browns
with
for
them, does that
breakfast.
mean we have to have like all 9? I don't think I can eat 9 meals.
Oh, we can give you the others for the road.
Oh, that'd be great.
Great.
I'm all of a sudden very hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make some packs, second breakfasts, 11Cs, lunches, and halflings rush off, start counting off all of the different meals.
Where are we going then? Where's...
Well, we do have to make it back to the Lost Isle.
Yeah.
Wishera Wildless, probably there. That's our best lead.
Well, my understanding was yes. So you wanted to stop off at your grandmother's, I believe, and that's
Well-
kind of on the way anyway.
Yeah, I don't I'm happy to drop in on my grandma, but like if
And,
you all think that there's a problem there, then
No, well, unless she is secretly evil and the mastermind behind this entire thing.
I nudge Blurter.
Let's just dot all our I's, cross our T's, and maybe she can even help us out. You know, like it might not be antagonistic.
Maybe there's like kind of. I mean, I haven't been invited, probably because I'm too awesome. But maybe there's some kind of like warlocks like newsletter.
Darkmore, can I roll a self-imposed wisdom saving throw, like based on them mentioning my grandma maybe being the BBEG?
Yeah, go for it.
Nimbo is hungover, cringing into his big bowl of matcha. The steam just hiding my face. Just like floppy hair hanging over that. Just like, nope, not getting involved in this.
I got 5 on the die, so it's a 9 total. I have the fear.
Okay. Yeah, you become frightened for the next hour, and or until you dissuade yourself of the possibility your grandma is secretly evil.
Very specific type of fear, though.
Mm.
That morning
Beer fear.
after fear.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. So we're swinging by your grandma, and then what? We head to the Lost Isle.
Oh, do you mind if I just swing by my family's estate on the way back? It's on the way anyway.
Are you?
If it's on the way, yeah, sure.
Real quick.
Huh?
Can
What?
I'll pull M to the side. Right. Did we ever mention the whole? Remember the whole thing with Eloise and all the stuff that she knows about how Berta's family had kind of disowned her a little bit, and did we ever mention that?
Oh, the fear gets worse.
Yeah.
I
Like,
Yeah.
I know you're covered in fur, but I just see you kind of go pale. I'm like, fuck.
All of the fluff that's appeared after M got blow dried has just gone flat.
My gums have gone black, like a cat would. Sorry. Like if you're looking for like sickness and whatnot, and like cats and dogs look at their gums, they'll change color.
Oh, but I restored you.
But the
Didn't I?
fear made me do it.
Oh, okay, sure.
But
Wait, so
humans
sk-
have a natural variation in gum color. So if you're more melanated, you may have darker gums. And it doesn't mean you've got any gum disease. It's just because you'll never age.
That seems like a pretty good bargain. I will consider.
I know we've never brought that up. Fuck, we We've been. It's been
All
so
right.
busy.
Don't worry. I've got
But
this.
I'm worrying.
Okay. And Mutt turns around. It goes, Blurter. That is such a good idea to go to your family's house. But within
Oh yeah,
that
because
house,
we've met your family, we've met
Mm.
M's family, we've met some of my kind of family.
yeah.
I think we might be cousins.
Sweet.
So, the thing about your family is, although we've not met them, we might have heard something about them while you were kind of kidnapped / away.
I immediately go straight back to my bowl.
They cut you off.
Oh. I mean, yeah, M's not wrong. They have 100% cut you off, but only because of your patron, who is now a dragon, right? Like, you've got a new one. Basically, we met someone who knows one of your older brothers, and a halfling apparently showed up and told your whole family that your patron's dangerous and they should cut you off until you end your relationship with him. But good news, you've done that. So let's go.
I think for the first time in the entire time you've known her, Blurt is just like blue screened slightly.
It's been a morning.
Yeah, there's like no, there would normally be a comeback, but it's just like what was that? Like, just because I think there's multiple layers in A, the fact it happened, and B, that she's only finding out now.
Hey, families are complicated, we all got our stuff, and this stuff, I guess, was just happening without you knowing about it, but hey, ain't that the way?
I mean, so they... Oh, it's fucking Almar, I bet, little twat.
We would have told you, but there was we almost died, and then there was like that big worm, and then we were on the mountain, and then it's been a lot.
Yeah.
But Leon, look at the bright side. You get to come home a changed woman and be like, I'm done with that. That was the old me. I'm back to, not even back to Blurter 1.0. You've graduated to Blurter 3.0.
We could do ceremony if that would make it easier, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
I mean, also, just like... See, okay, so none of you have met my parents. They are like wet as fuck blankets, so...
They're water ganassi?
No, like, my dad is just like real gullible, and my mum is just kind of a ditz. So, like...
Is your dad a warlock too?
Sorry, say again?
Is your dad a warlock too? Kind of deal?
Not that I know about.
No, that's how
they're just like
tends to happen.
People. I don't think they have any notable combat prowess, to my knowledge.
Okay, so they won't kill you then. That's good.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I would school them if they tried to. That's I mean,
But what's your relationship like with them?
like usually very good. Like I'm
So?
the youngest.
This is your opportunity to come back and restore that good relationship.
I'm just like I think it's probably my well, not my oldest brother, my second oldest brother. He's like the one that he met, right? He's like a bit of a twat, so this seems like his kind of thing.
Well, then
And
we'll
a
get
fucking
him.
halfling.
Well,
We can kill the halfling, maybe.
but what better way to prove your brother wrong, get back at him, than by turning up
And
a changed woman, like I said.
Nah, yeah, girl.
and make it into a whole thing about how I was wronged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. you're a
Wrong
victim.
and right. The
Yes.
best combo.
And you've been waiting this whole time to like get your kind of comeuppance, and they didn't understand that because they don't know what it's like to
And what
be you.
And what better way to celebrate your brand new eye?
I mean, my brand old eye.
Wow, I
Well,
don't know.
is it?
Can I like peel open her eyelid and have a good old medicine check
Yeah.
look at that
Is
eye?
this the
Is it a new
original
eye,
eye?
or is it a replace? Is it refurbished?
The eye of Theseus.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
I mean, like, I would
Via
appreciate if you
Skype.
asked before you doing that, but also I do want to know, so I'll let it slide this time.
Sorry. Yeah, sometimes if you ask, they don't let you do it. That's 17.
This is not good advice if you're training to be a GP.
Yes, this is not good medical ethics at all.
No.
None
That's
of
gonna be
us are medical
He's
doctors.
a doctor. He's not that kind of doctor.
Real.
From you, I'll take that as you're also not that kind of doctor. That's gonna be a 21.
Okay. The color is the same as that of Blurta's other eye, which I believe is quite a pale, like gray, right? So that in and of itself is the same. However, the pattern in the iris, and iris patterns are actually as unique as fingerprints, is unlike any you've seen in an eye before. It looks more like dragon scales than any other pattern you've ever seen.
Curious. Well, I would say your patron swap went pretty cleanly.
Okay.
I look around for something shiny and I hold up a spoon. And so you see like a really distorted reflection of your eye. But because it's a would it have to be a because it's a convex. I show you in the back of a spoon. First, I show you the front of a spoon, but because it's a concave reflector, it actually makes your eye look really small. So I turn it backwards, and then you see it expanded like a zooming in lens, and you see the speckled scales of your iris.
I should just get a sign that says nerd dice, so I don't need to keep saying
I would love that.
We're on good form tonight, guys.
Yeah, keep them coming. So yeah, looks like that transition went pretty smooth.
And is it the same color as the other one?
It's kind of silvery.
What's happened?
So, you feeling up for seeing your family, or is this news kind of shaking you a little bit? That's
I mean-
okay, but we've got your back the entire way. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, yes, like I like being right, and I have already solved the issue at hand without even knowing it was an issue. So that's pretty spectacularly right.
Can I ask a big question? And forgive me, my brain's not working properly this morning, but were you right? And do you feel like you were right based on what happened before?
I mean, I was right to get rid of Brum.
Yeah.
And I didn't like intentionally get him in the first place. So,
but in case they ask about you getting involved in things that you didn't know about, and because that's what parents do, I mean, or grandmas do, they might try and make you feel like you were irresponsible for getting involved in the first place, whether you meant to or not.
I mean, they might try, but they'll fail.
Black's just a baby. How old are you?
17?
As an Eladrin, that's infantile.
Yes.
As a newly minted adult,
That's a
I
man.
can definitively say. Also, the journey meanders. Rivers, undulate, meander. They change the courses of their banks by eroding the sides. Things change. forests change shape and trees die and trees grow back. The journey that you've taken has got you to where you are now. And what you are now is about to save the frickin' world.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think
Forgot
any
about
step
bit.
on that journey has got to be, it's an inherent part of the journey that took you to a good place. If you hadn't got involved with Brum, then you wouldn't have probably been at your school. Then you wouldn't have met Em, and you wouldn't have met us, and we wouldn't have gone on this crazy adventure. Or maybe we would have died halfway through this crazy adventure because we didn't have you having our backs.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to stroke my ego that much. Like, I do it pretty well myself. But
I'm just building a case so that we can present it to your parents, and also, polishing your ego as well.
Because
Because
one thing we've always wanted on Science and Sorcery is a court procedural, so we need to have that information at hand. Sorry, Muck.
it's going to be 9 sessions.
No, sorry, just thinking, yeah, not in this twisted justice system, but maybe in a fantasy one.
Not when Alex is involved, because they'll just start talking about terms and conditions again for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah. I actually completely forgot what I was going to say. You go, Goldblatter.
okay, it sounds like we have a plan, and then are we heading straight onto the Isle from there, or are we like stopping back?
I think 2 stops is probably enough because, I mean, yes, we're flying now, but we've seen that those, the leaders of the Fisher, they can teleport. So
Yeah.
time is probably of the essence.
I mean, my only other thing
Agreed.
would be like if there are any supplies we need before going to like the secret cursed Isle of Doom.
I think that's not a bad shout, but we could possibly do
We could
that
swing by
in-
Lizhold.
Yeah, swing by Lizhold and do it in I've been working on this new spell that allows us to do like a montage sequence, so we can maybe do it in that form.
I guess I could, while we're doing this, if anything comes up, I could send a letter to my mum and be like, yeah, we're totally going to do whatever evil scheme you want. Just get us all this stuff. Potentially. I mean.
I like the idea that it literally does say evil scheme.
That would be a very Muck thing to say. I mean, yeah, we could. But we've got loads of money now.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
remember, we don't need to rely on evil schemes. And we can try and use some of this money for good. We still haven't properly talked about that. What we're going to do with all this money. We started talking about it.
Yeah, setting up.
Let's
that
be on
union.
the lookout for ways that we can. Oh yeah, we're going to start a union, weren't we?
As every single Science and Sorcery episode includes a union, we'll be starting.
Join a
All
union.
right.
Well, it's in our union contract.
Mm.
Okay, so I guess we finished breakfast. Our hangovers start to gradually recede. I think maybe there are enough clerics around that actually part of the reason people were partying so hard is that they knew that there would be enough clerics around to restore us.
There's enough clerics and like paladins like laying hands and whatever that eventually
There's
even
like a human
Arofa,
car
the
wash.
dragon. a little. There is some like water bending involved to try to wash off some of the most grimy
I think there's
participants,
probably, like-
including Yarrow.
There's
Vomit
probably
bending.
an area for people who are okay with being touched, and there's probably an area for people who aren't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But eventually, Blurta, you speak the new command word for your flying carpets. With Yarrow
Which is
kind of
what's-
still
what is
sort
it?
of...
Yeah, Blur, what is that?
Come on, Blair.
Shit.
what did you set as your password?
We did decide this on stream, didn't we?
Did we?
No, I don't.
No,
think we did.
no.
Oh, I
don't
think
think
you
so.
We
imagined
get to
that.
decide right now.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Let's go blasting.
Let's go blasting.
Yeah, blast or just blast off.
Yes.
on.
Go blast off, so.
What about blast on when we get on and blast off when to stop it?
that,
Just to mess with people.
I like that.
It is a relatively tight squeeze for the four of you. Like, if you were to get in a fight on the carpet, at least 2 of you would fall off. But it's able to lift all of your weight. You blast on. Yarrow sort of... He's flying, But he's like a little bit. His balance seems to be off.
Oh, actually,
but
in
he
that case,
does-
I'll just be like, well, two things. You don't need to watch Blurta anymore. That's all sorted. Don't worry about that. And two, get in the bag. Because you're hungover and I don't trust it. Get in the bag.
I love you. Can I have a carrot?
Oh, shit.
Oh, what's this?
Did we pick up carrots? I forgot about that.
I gave him carrots yesterday.
Okay, you
Yeah,
had
you
carrots.
did. Yeah,
You
did.
do also have little
mean, I don't know.
knapsacks with packed lunches and like checkered cloth. And the halflings did pack some carrots.
Little
for
baby
you as
carrots.
well.
I'll
That's
Especially
what they
now
call
that I'm shaving them
Yarrow
down and
snacks.
squeezing them. Baby carrots confuse me. But eventually, in a lot less time than it took to walk, you touch down outside of Granny Moose's house. She is.
Blast off.
She sees you approaching. She's in her. She's in her front yard doing some gardening. Sees the carpet touch down and Blurta say "blast off." Oh, well. Very glad to see you all again.
Hi.
And she brushes up to hug Em.
Oh, then.
Oh, you're a little sticky.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm also feeling a bit unsteady on my feet. Just
Oh,
yeah,
come on, let's get you inside.
We've had a busy couple of days. It's okay.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Would you like some hot chocolate?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think that will go well with my stomach, Granny. But thank you.
Would you like some herb tea?
I'll take a tea.
Okay. My kind of herb, not your kind, Emerald.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Catnip.
Found your stash. The other one.
I nudge Blurta.
Under my breath, just go fuck.
Language. Right, well, she gets you settled in her kind of goth living room with your beverages of choice.
Remind me, what ancestry is Grandma?
She is a tiefling.
That's
She's a
it.
lavender
Yes.
tiefling. Welcome back.
How's your day been?
Oh, it's been quite good. The geraniums are doing very well, even this early in the season.
Good.
The new neighbors have left. That's
Good.
probably not surprising to you.
Nope. That's good
And
news.
well, the mayor was found dead. That's been a bit of a situation. But the current temporary replacement seems to be handling things, and the elections will be in a couple of weeks. So
Well, your predecessor getting murdered can probably make you fear accountability.
there were a lot of strange cages and such discovered in his basement.
Well, that alone doesn't necessarily indict a person. No, sorry, never mind.
But just quick, like outside the story
Yes.
question for Dagmar. She knows what we did, right?
Yeah, she knows it was you.
100%.
Uh,
Okay, cool.
Yes, yes. She's just making tons. She's
Yeah.
just pretending she doesn't know.
Yeah, we're being coy.
You told her about this.
Yeah, I thought so.
if I recall. So
Well, I'm glad things are well here.
Granny, just to check,
yes,
would you identify as a warlock if you had to choose?
yes.
Assigned
It's
warlock.
not
at that.
really something I've ever talked much about with Em. I didn't want Em to feel any kind of pressure about going into a certain career.
Oh, some of our best friends are warlocks.
Marta, you used to have only one eye.
Oh yeah, I got.
Good
Well,
for
I used to have
you.
two. Yeah, I kicked my old guy out. He was no good.
It
Is it
happens sometimes.
rude among warlocks to ask? And I'm really sorry if it is. Please feel free to tell me off. Who's your patron?
Oh my god, Nimble, you can't just ask people who their patron is.
Sorry, we clerics like to talk about you know me. Like we just can't shut up about our gods. I'm really sorry. Imagine I never
It's
said it.
not
I'm sorry.
rude. It's not rude at all. So it was a long time ago. I used to be an adventurer like you.
And then you got an arrow in the knee.
Yeah.
I was trying very hard not to say that, Chloe. My companions and I were traveling in the Expanse, the far northern regions. And I encountered this strange segment of a person who was thought lost to time. It was like an echo of someone who we all knew had existed once, who suddenly vanished one day. And no matter what we did, it could not die. And he offered me great power, but he's always been quite benevolent. You may have heard of him. He was quite a famous bard back in his day. Reginar Hirsutfoot.
Oh,
I don't know. Who that is.
Can I roll either a history or a religion check?
This will be a history check, please.
Players guide me. History. That is going to be 16.
16. You've heard of the famous halfling bard, Reginar Hirsutfoot. He had some pretty wild adventures, a few moderately popular songs. This was probably about 200 years ago. He was known to have gone traveling in the Expanse. No one's entirely sure what he went looking for. But the last he was heard of, he'd stopped at a store, bought a pair of high-heeled red glittery stilettos and set off with some companions. All three of his companions returned, but according to them, one day they woke up and Reginar was just gone. And no one ever heard from him again.
Can I also please roll an insight check on Granny?
Yes. Granny.
Because I've seen, like, from what I know of Reginar, it doesn't seem to match the decor of her house, and I don't know if she's just is she just a goth, or is there some other kind of undeadly
you can
thing?
make an insight check. An Arcana check would also tell you information about this.
My insight is much better.
Sure, insight it is.
Not if I roll like that. Vice guide me. That is going to be 18.
8? Not if you roll like that.
Well, because I rolled a 4 on the d20, a 4 on my guidance, a 3
Wow.
on my nerd dice, and I have a +7.
Jeez.
We'd love to see it. So she does seem to have made a deal with an undead patron. Although the decor wouldn't match the Reginar from the stories. If his disappearance had something to do with the fact that at least part of him defied the cycle of life and death somehow, that would make him able to grant the powers associated with Warlocks of the Undead.
I just whisper under my breath, Undeaginar.
Coming in from above the table, this is like
Yes.
an opportunity for larger science and sorcery lore that sometimes the stories diverge, because if this is like a timeline that moves into different ways, they were leopard print high heels.
They
The multiverse is
were!
real.
You heard it here first,
confirmed
folks.
that was yeah. I said this earlier as well, but yes, Reginar is Granny's patron.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Undeaginar. And I just kind of stare. Yeah.
Is there a reason you're asking?
Well,
Well, because Blurter recently switched patrons.
Oh, of
Uh-huh.
course.
Yeah.
Who's
Well-
the new one, darling?
Oh, Dragon. Why were you?
Oh.
Can I insight check Granny before I say more?
What is it you want to know?
Is she evil?
And make an insight check.
Wow. Real specific question.
Yeah. So I am going to use an ability which I have had forever and I've never remembered to use, called Pact of the Talisman, where I can add a d4 to what will be a failed roll, which that doesn't help that much. So
You also have a nerd dice?
I don't care that much in this. I don't think. Well, I care. I don't think Blurter cares. 11.
Unclear. She doesn't seem evil.
I will also pipe up after us, like the dragon and the nudge, and just like, oh wait, we also as part of our travels we have come across people who talked about the kind of good and the bad walks and look at it, like the
You know,
way
there's a lot
that
of prejudice.
yeah, and but also the not just the good and the bad patrons, but also the good and the bad actions, people who are following patrons, and we're just thinking about all the different individuals.
And
out there.
Granny, you know that actions have consequences, and some of those consequences can like cause divisions between people, or like, you know, schisms or fissures.
Would you like to make an insight check, Mark?
I
I want to elbow Blur to make it, or Nimbo to make it
Well-
an insight
well, I-
I
check.
don't want Blurter. Blurter's got negative wisdom.
Okay, Nimbo.
Yeah, I was going to say that I would be like, but also
just
I've already
remember the
made
+7.
one, so maybe I help you,
Also,
so
I
you roll with
choose to-
advantage.
I choose to
Alright,
believe
alright.
that good arc from Muck, just there's just like a thin nosebleed, just
Oh, natural 20, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Is she
What's
evil?
the total?
Pardon?
What's the total, Rachel? Just so I have
The
it.
total.
Is it
21.
19? Oh, sick!
Uh,
it's a nat 20 though. Nat 20 has to be.
It's yes, but it's a skill check. It's an opposed skill check at the same time. So if Granny also gets a nat 20, then it's, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. She does like, she looks concerned when you start this sort of train of thought of like bad warlocks and good warlocks and bad patrons and good patrons. And then you start talking about like schisms and fissures between people, and she just starts looking confused. She does not react when you say fissure.
She's clear. Clear. Ocular pat
Well,
down. Clear.
I think there's a common misconception amongst some people, including some warlocks, who think that the patron makes the warlock, but it's the warlock who makes the warlock. I've never questioned whether or not my patron was a good man when he lived. I mean, there's some dreadful rumors about, you know, abandoned children or kicking puppies. But there's also great stories of you know, heroic acts and saving kittens from burning buildings. And I get
Well-
my powers from my patron in return for some services I provided all those years ago.
are there
But
any...
it's my decision whether or not to follow the right or left path.
Always go left, though, am I right?
Well,
Granny's a centrist.
Cancel.
Yeah.
She's evil.
Yeah,
I knew it.
it depends on where the paths lead you, doesn't it?
That's
Even
what I
when
was saying back at the temple, Blurter.
Even when I've chosen wrong, it's not because of something my patron decided, it's because I made the wrong choice.
I mean-
Warlocks who assign every bad thing they do to the fact that they're your patron's Vlaakith, it's always seemed like a bit of an excuse, you know?
Like, out of
Sure, my
interest,
patron's a disembodied spirit of a very short man wearing very tall heels, but does that say anything about my morality? Not really.
I mean, maybe your fashion sense, but you seem to have overcome that, so...
I was always more stylish than him.
I mean, it's not hard.
Okay, don't need to be rude about it.
Says M, suddenly possessed by the ghost of a small man.
Well, says Blurter, suddenly possessed of the knowledge of Regina.
Well, we have described him as having knee-high leopard print boots. So
I mean,
I remembered that. I haven't told
Okay.
everyone that.
No.
No.
okay.
No,
But
true.
so like the other basically the cards on the table here. Like we've heard some rumors that there is some other asshole warlock.
Sure, there's several.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's quite a lot, but a specific one that we need to identify. So we are wondering if you might know of any particular dickbags.
Not that
Oh,
we
no.
think that you all know each other.
I mean, because I'm one, so I'm allowed to say it. But
As
If
this
you're-
is
if
all
you're-
going on, can I do one little thing? I just send a little message to Yarrow and be like, "Go find the bag." I was distracted.
I'm in the bag.
Oh,
also because an eagle is a lot less subtle than a pike. This
I'm
eagle's
gonna-
just
I forgot. I need to let Yarrow out. There you go. You go and play. Go and frolic.
Will it make you happy?
Yes.
Can I bite something later?
Sure.
I'll do it. And if an eagle could frolic, he does. I don't know what that would look like, so I won't try.
I
to
mean,
describe it.
have you ever seen an eagle running along the ground?
It's a
That's
little
awful.
like that, but he's trying to make it look lackadaisical at the same time.
Yeah.
You hear him just bang into something in the hallway.
Whimsy. Give it whimsy.
classic Yarrow.
Fine.
Oh, dee da dee da dee da dee. He disappears upstairs.
I think there's real growth with him.
So, wait, what were we talking about before the eagle?
Very
But-
odd
so-
bird.
Whether Lurta had
I know a lot of dickbag warlocks. Most of them are hopefully dead now because they're my age.
language. Danny.
Well, I'm in my
So-
80s. You are a child. There's a difference. Unless you've had a secret ceremony I don't know about, and I'd be very disappointed you didn't invite me.
Not me. No.
So, I mean,
Good.
all we know about this person is it's a woman who has been around. Was the original earthquakes 30 years ago? Was it 20 years?
Yes, but this woman has not been around that long.
Oh, okay, I thought.
Mhm.
Okay.
The woman from 30 years ago is dead.
Oh, okay, different.
This
woman.
is a new one who showed up relatively recently.
Okay, yeah. So, all we know is it's a woman.
And that we've met her.
Oh, which women have you met?
Lots.
mean-
There was the eagle woman.
Mm,
I mean, if she was a
Someone
warlock,
gives
she was
Em a
hiding it.
really weird look
Yeah.
and glances upstairs where you
Oh,
still hear
no.
banging around.
No. That is Yarrow.
I mean,
Yes, but I shouldn't ask teenagers questions like that.
No, it's nothing like
Um,
that. Don't. No, it's nothing like
You're allowed
that.
to have a crush on an
No,
eagle
no.
woman.
No.
Who else have you met? Well, just my old neighbors, but you.
Please don't be Julep.
Probably
Please don't
not
be
then.
Julep. Please don't be Julep.
I
Please
was
don't be
thinking
Julep.
it. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, Nimble has a girlfriend.
Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
that would be awkward.
um, I mean, that's
You've not really told me of any other women you've met.
There've been like when we go town to town and we report our bounties.
Yeah, there
some
was-
of them were
Wait.
women, powerful women.
Is it your mum, Muck?
Oh no,
Oh.
I don't. At least I don't think so.
She is charismatic.
She's charismatic.
It's
And she is
difficult
kind
to
of a
tell when
dickbag.
someone's a warlock if they don't reveal it to you. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
woman would
I'm
have to give you More to
generalizing.
go on than woman.
It's
my
my fucking mum.
I've put my arm around Muck. Just
Don't. It's so, like
it's
I
alright.
had the same
It
thoughts.
could not be.
We have to kill her.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
We have to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah,
No.
we find
But
out,
if
and
we,
then
she
no,
won't give us time. You don't understand her.
So were we to understand that the guy that Nimbo dampened to death was married to her or something?
He seemed to be. He was married to the previous one 30 years ago, and he seemed to be very taken in by the new one. But
So-
that's all you know.
So, like, for instance, I'm assuming that they're not like real old. This new one isn't real old because
Not as far as you know.
no.
No
would-
indication of age.
so
What if she's a warlock and my dad is her patron? Oh my
Ooh.
god!
I mean, whatever happens between
That would
consenting
not
adults
surprise me.
seems like a bit of a power dynamic, though.
yeah.
I've always just thought of her as a lawyer.
that wouldn't
I didn't
surprise
think
you,
about her
Granny?
life.
If Mac's father was a warlock patron, I mean, it's certainly something.
Well, maybe it
Inside
was-
check. Is she into Muck's dad?
Side check.
I mean, I keep rolling really low, but on my good skills, so that's a 13 on blur.
No, she seems to think that his blatant capitalism is kind of off-putting. So it's like it's not of a something, it's a something.
Mhm.
More
But
it's
like,
like
it
she's
could
trying not
be
to
the rivals
fall-
to lovers type thing, you know?
It's more that like the vibe you get from her is she's trying not to fall into the warlock patrons must be evil for
Gotcha.
the warlock to be evil thing,
Yes.
but she thinks Muck's
Yeah.
dad's evil.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait.
he's a...
Who was that person that came and fought the hags with us? That was all very suspicious. She turned up and
Oh,
said she was leaving.
that was.
Ooh,
Um,
she had aura.
Nerase, the
Nerase.
Crestguard druid
Mm.
who you persuaded to leave the Crestguard.
Yeah, I don't think it would be her. I mean, we saw her do druid stuff, right? Can I roll an arcana or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Minus
so
guide me. That is a nat 20. So, is she evil?
That's not the question you asked me, to be clear. You asked for an arcana.
No. Exactly.
Whether or not she did druid
Exactly.
shit.
Could you know, as a student of nature, do I get
Yes.
the vibe that is entirely natural magic and not like
Yes.
eldritch magic disguised as?
So the magic you saw her perform was entirely in line with the stuff you've seen druids do back in the commune.
Trust me, I got a line to the big guy. That was all natural.
She was just casting big naturals all day long.
As soon as I said it, I knew what I'd done.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it seems like there's
this
a
is
big
a-
list.
this is like a bit of a weird one. Remember Mistly, the Coatl, who was hanging outside Casimir's place?
She
I mean-
seems too ethereal to be concerned with earthly matters.
Also, as a celestial, I think she's probably more likely to be a patron.
True.
She's an angel. Can angels be warlocks? I guess. Sorry, is that offensive?
Yeah.
Granny,
I've
you
never
are an
met
angel.
Any angels? I don't. Thank you. I'm not sure. Look, I'm be very happy to help you try to figure out who's a warlock, but without meeting these people, it'll be hard for me to be.
I mean, like, are there any like famous warlocks that are like publicly warlocks that you know?
I don't think that's
Out.
gonna.
Out, like Warlock Pride, out of the closet.
Well, there's this
That's
one
what we
that I've
should
heard
use
of
our
in
money
this
for.
song.
Warlock Pride.
Warlock Prime.
Naming this episode Warlock Pride.
No, the name of the episode is to be "Is She Evil?"
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we're gonna be able to, play a guessing game.
No.
It's
But
difficult. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Look,
Sorry, one last question. Is the evil warlock like banging the big druid who nearly got away until Nimbo killed him with mist? Is my mum
You did
cheating
not
on my
ask
dad?
that question.
Oh. Cool, don't worry.
Sorry, but this was an above the table question.
Don't worry. Back to
You
the game.
don't know if your mom's cheating on your dad with a druid who Nimbo then murdered.
Because I think all we know is that the druid was into this warlock, not necessarily
yes.
romantically involved.
Got you.
Okay, well,
I would just be careful with everyone you meet, and there's not really a test to find out if someone's a warlock other than seeing them do warlocky things. And I mean, Em didn't know because I never did warlocky things at home.
No, you kept that a secret very well.
I just didn't want you to feel any pressure because you were so set on going to school and becoming a wizard.
it's fine.
And a
See,
form of dread's
Lotta, this is
nice
what I
and
mean
all,
when we
but
go to your families, that they're gonna make you feel weird about yourself.
No, I'm going to make them feel weird about themselves.
Oh.
I think that's a great idea.
that's the spirit.
Are you staying any longer, or do you have to? It sounds like you've got some urgent things to deal with.
Yeah.
What's that
I need
just
to
go up
think.
Upstairs, you hear a loud crash.
I'm gonna go check, and I'll just get up and leave.
Thank you so much for the tea, Granny. I'm sorry for all the clumsy questions. Like I said, it's been a
always ask.
weird few days, and I think we might have bitten off maybe not more than we can chew, but a lot.
I'm just like looking down my list of NPCs, and there's just one named Blonde Conwom of Lizhold - vanished when Muck saw her. Actually a bugbear ?
And that would have been the first instance you saw the werebear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, Nimbo, you can
the bird-
always ask questions as long as you realize that people aren't obligated to answer.
fair.
But I'm not offended at all. Do you want to see my form of dread while Em's upstairs?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Is it just Regidar?
Granny stands up and takes a moment, gathers herself, and suddenly you just see her in the most fabulous outfits with these fantastically high-heeled, glittery boots. It's not scary, but I
Do we need to
still
roll
need
a wisdom
all of
save or
you
something?
to make a wisdom saving throw for him.
Why can't I roll today? The Kalilwas are back. Again, it's a 6 plus 7, so 13.
16.
Also 13.
Pass. Fail. Muck, you're just in awe. It's like the drag show all over again. This woman could win drag.
Yay!
Limbo and Blurta. It's not scary at first, and then you realize that everything is just slightly out of proportion. There's like this uncanny valley aspect of it.
You
As
hear a
look at
spooky
it, no
music
matter-
box playing in the background. Like
There's
New York,
just
New York,
spooky-
but on an old-timey music box.
There is actually an old-timey music box that's just behind you. And you are both frightened for the next minute. Well, Emma's upstairs collecting an eagle who has knocked over a grandfather clock in an attempt to retrieve a bag of catnip that was hidden inside.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't have thumbs!
That's not an excuse. You can't use that as an excuse for everything.
He does, however, have talons. Opposable.
Science fact. That's a science fact.
Does 19 plus whatever Yara's attack modifier is hit you?
Yes, it does.
You just feel the beak chomp down on your arm.
What is wrong with you? You said you could bite
Somebody
something,
could
not
bite
me.
someone.
Not me. Did you find it?
It's in the clock. I got it. It's over. It fell over there. You can pick it up.
Can I turn this clock over? Or can I manage to do that? Is it?
It's fallen out of the clock.
Oh, I
You
see.
can pick
Right.
it up.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also break the clock if you want to.
Yeah, I will try and put the clock back in, and then pocket the bag.
This is not the first time Yarrow's knocked that clock over.
This is an important clock. It's very old. Be careful.
You're very old.
Okay, we'll talk about this later. I don't know what I've missed down the stairs. But it was...
You come downstairs. Muck might be crying tears of joy, while Nimbo and Blurta both look terrified, and your granny's just sitting quietly in her chair, formed back to normal.
What did you do? What
Nothing.
happened?
How dare you accuse your innocent grandmother?
Nothing. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I inhaled some tea. It went down the wrong way. Yeah.
I love you, Granny.
I know. I hope your mum's not evil. At least no more than you thought she was.
Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of got mixed feelings, you know. Yeah, she has it coming.
shall we get on the road then? He knocked
Yeah.
over a clock. It's all fine. Don't worry.
Let's
That
make
clock
Blurt's family
seems
feel weird.
nice.
Then we'll make Muck's family feel weird. Then we'll check out this island and really, really hope that we're on time to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good luck. And this goes for all of you. Regarding your families, you've always got a home here.
Thank you, Granny.
Be careful. Watch out for warlocks.
Really?
I think
Yeah,
also like she's trying to cage it in, but Blurta really wants to get like Granny to look at the new carpet because she thinks it's her.
Blurta, that is fabulous. I want one.
Like next time I scam a Jin, I'll have you at the top of my list.
I like your friends, Have fun saving the world, kids. As Blurta says, blast on, and you take off towards the Myron Hills and the Mandragore Estate. But what happens there, we're going to find out after the break. See you real soon, folks. And we're back. We're back, and the Finger Blaster's flying carpet is landing at. They're not quite landing yet. They're flying towards a relatively small castle nestled in this hilly countryside, which to Muck and Nimbo is something you've only ever seen from a boat. It's like sort of this gloriously rolling landscape, patches of dense forest, but this castle is quite picturesque, set next to a small lake. And as you fly towards it, the closer you get, you realize that there is, in fact, a gathering of some kind happening on the terrace next to the lake. You see what looks like a woman painting something, sitting at an easel. A man talking to another couple of people. This table laden down with like afternoon tea. And right at the edge of the water, you can see, at first you're not sure what it is from the distance, but as you land, you realize is this rotund pony. Hair braided intricately with ribbons and feathers, and paint smeared all over its back. And this seems to be what the woman is currently painting, except looking at the painting, it looks nothing like pony. It's more of like an artistic interpretation of colors. As you, what was it? Blast off, and the carpet lands. The trio sitting at the table suddenly stops talking, and Blurta, you recognize here your father, Baron Siren von Landergaard, as well as your eldest brother, Siren the Younger, and a halfling who you have never seen before.
Have the others seen the halfling before?
Yes.
Ooh.
Is that the guy who kidnapped Blurta over the table?
It is. Yes. A very similarly rotund to the pony halfling man, balding, probably in his 50s, dressed in these extravagant cream and gold robes.
Sorry.
You go.
Go on. Well, what I feel Muck would do in this situation, and you let me know if in fact Nimbo would do something before that, but Muck would walk up to this table and lift this halfling by the scruff of their neck and be like, "You've got some explaining to do." Would Nimbo intervene?
No.
Okay, then I shall proceed.
But what I will do is, as we're blasting on, blasting off. As we're blasting off, sorry. I've cursed us with this terminology.
Yes, you have.
I'm gonna pat Blurta on the back and say, "You got this," and I'm gonna cast a 3rd level enhance ability on both of us, giving us advantage on wisdom checks.
Ooh.
Love that.
Okay. Muck, as you, I assume quite angrily, begin to approach the halfling. The younger of the two, Aladrin, suddenly gets up. You see this guy is built.
Muck does not
He
give a
is
fuck.
a warrior of some I know, but he is going to try to stop you.
Let's go.
As you walk, like chest bump into him, and he just holds his ground. This guy is at least as strong as you.
Like,
You-
Blurta is kind of just surveying the scene and is just like, what the actual fuck?
Oh, my
I use thaumaturgy to
baby!
boost her voice.
The woman who's been painting drops her brushes as your mother, Blurta, Baroness Ciora, gets up, starts moving towards you, and your father stops her. Ciora, dear, we've discussed this with Master Proudme. Blurta. Blurta's, compatriots. I understand you might be upset with us, but it's for your own well-being, Blurta. Master Proudmeat, he motions towards the halfling, has told us of the danger that you are in and that you might be placing everyone in. We can't allow it to continue.
Like, oddly, Blurta's mind is going in two very separate directions at the minute. One is just to chew out Haddad entirely. The other is like, how dare they get paint on Mr. Dumpling? How? And these two things are trying to like fit through her brain at the same time. And who is our honoured guest?
Please, Baron, let me handle this. I have some experience in the matter, as you know. The halfling gets out of the chair, immediately trips over his own feet, stumbles, like falls over, scrambles back up. Lady Blurta, my name is Polo Proudmeat, and I am the nation's authority on warlock pacts.
Why do I know that name? This is half over the table. It's not really.
His name's
I'm
PP.
gonna let Muck make a history check.
Absolutely.
Because it is relatively recent history.
Oh, fuck, I just dropped my D20. Don't worry. Okay, first
It was
one.
probably a 20.
Yeah, 17.
Only
and
rolls
then
on the
second
table.
one, 17 again. I got 2 17s.
Okay. All right, yeah. You realize you actually have very briefly seen this man before. When you were in the Citadel. Leaving the Citadel, someone knocked on Master Proudmeat's door, and you caught a glimpse of this warlock.
That's crazy.
And he saw you, and he looked perturbed. Lady Blurta, when you accidentally entered your pact with the evil Ifriti, Brum, the school consulted me. I know you recall being questioned about the matter, and you were found not to be at fault. You were tricked by an unscrupulous being who cannot have your best interest at heart, not like some patrons. I attempted to persuade the headmaster to do everything in their power to cut your ties. But the idiot refused. And so, because of the severe danger which your warlock pact has left this whole nation, nay, this whole continent in, I had to act. And I'm sorry if you think me drastic, and perhaps I should not have stolen Lady Eloise's artifact, but I did it for the good of everyone. And your family has been very understanding, and if you will only let us help you break free, I'm
Done it
sure
already.
we can come to. I'm sorry?
Thaumaturgy
I said-
boost.
I did it already, you ratty little shit.
And this echoes throughout the entire garden. I did it already, you ratty little shit.
And the guy who's like face to face with Muck is like really mean mugging him right in his eyeballs. Like he cannot
He's been
avoid.
doing that right back at you until he hears his baby sister call someone a ratty little shit, and then his eyes just shoot over to Blurta.
Yeah.
Blurta, language.
You disowned me without even talking to me or telling me, and then you're complaining about my language. And
This
you got
guy
paint
put
on
two in a
fucking Mr.
box.
Dumpling. And then I go and like shelter his ears from that. I'm sorry.
You're a child. You can't have broken a.
Nimbo, ceremony. Right now. Right now. We're not having it again.
You got a spare hour.
Crushing a silver coin into my hand.
What you'll find is I'm fucking awesome.
Preach.
Snap.
But wait. He squints his eyes at you, focuses. You are still bound by a pact.
Yeah, I got a less shitty patron.
And that's not
Of
all she
what
got.
variety?
So, what did you say, Dagmar?
So at Nimbo saying, and that's not all she got, Blorta's brother now shoots him a look of like, what does that mean?
Oh yeah, like the whole eye back
That's not
thing.
where his mind's going.
Wait, so the last time he saw his sister, she had one eye.
I don't think he's
No.
actually seen me since.
Oh,
I
okay.
lost-
No,
Sorry.
Blurta lost an eye when she was at school. So
Oh.
Hmm.
her brother's not the smartest. I forgot what I. Oh yeah, no. Of what variety is your new patron then?
Silver Dragon.
Silver.
A very
you
impressive one.
watch the halfling sort of think and seems to have like a conversation almost with himself. I mean, silver's benevolent, friendly, social, but dragons are.
So who's your pack? Who's your patron then?
Only the
Some morally
greatest.
unimpeachable being.
Yes, like
Yes.
Come tell us who it is.
Yeah, you tell me, because I'm the champion of the god of justice and that, so I'll be the judge of that.
She not lying.
My patron is above the judgment of mere mortals. My patron is the great Leo Leon.
Don't know who that is.
History check or whatever check.
Yeah, history check
Can
that.
I do a religion?
You know what? You all rack your brains. You've never heard of a Leo
Okay,
Leon.
I'll put the die down.
Who?
Religion
Yeah.
check to see if Idol knows who that is. All right,
Okay,
come
that
on.
is a separate kind of check that you can definitely make.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, big boy, you've been absolutely rubbish at times when I've needed you, but right now, I just really need you to lock in. Who is this guy talking about? Tell me right now. It's a 7. It's a 7.
You hear the wind whistle through your ears.
Fuck you. Never heard of him.
I love the relationship Muck has.
Well,
Insight. Is this guy
You-
bullshitting?
make an insight check.
And I'm going to add my birthday D4. That's going to be 27.
He is not. At least he's not joking. He's got a warlock patron named Leo.
But like, okay, Leo Leon is okay. Yeah.
Leo Leon seems to be the real deal. However,
Oh, yeah.
probably like after Muck said, "I'm the champion of the gods," this guy saying Leo Leon is above like your judgment seems to fall flat, and like he knows it.
Yeah.
So, like, what I'm getting from this is that you are claiming on the authority that you have a pact with some two-bit spirit that no one has ever heard of, that you have authority over the gods themselves.
Not oh, I would never. I would never claim something so foolish, but we all know the gods have been separated from us for so long. And Leo Leon was one of the few, one of the only celestial beings that remained in this plane, and I have been chosen by him to
make
ensure that
croissants?
no.
To like serve wine in a small bistro. This is
What a fucking read, Jesus.
like, I think you are just bullshitting me entirely, and you are hitting way above your expertise here.
Make an intimidation check.
I give you advantage. I help you.
There you go. Bucky is very intimidating. This is true.
And also,
Yeah.
she has just, been saying how she's a champion of the gods.
I just
Ooh,
pimp checked him real hard.
That was a pair of shit rolls, even at advantage. So, but
I will see you like try to say what you're saying and fuck it up slightly and just like time back a little.
there, so that's another D20. Just
Roll
one.
once more.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one.
That's more like it. So that with the addition, so I won't have had to do that then in that case. So that will be 21.
21, yeah. This might go better if you just talk to Leo Leon. And the halfling takes a step back, pulls a whistle out of his pocket, blows it, and you suddenly hear a neighing.
Nay,
And out of the skies. I assume you will look over at the pony that's by the lake first.
Yeah.
It's not that horse. It's a different one. Out of the sky, suddenly appearing, lands a Pegasus.
Oh.
Are you Leon?
Wait, this horse is called Lion?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Like, can you talk in common? Wait. So, you, little man, you had me disinherited on the words of neighing.
I can communicate with the great Leo Leon.
Convenient.
Mm-hmm. In what language?
The language of the gods. What language do you think such a majestic being would speak?
Do I get a vibe that this horse is powerful enough to be a patron?
Make a religion check.
Also, do you speak Celestial, any of you?
I do.
The problem doesn't seem to be the horse seems to be understanding you fine, but just can't speak. Doesn't have the right vocal cords.
Was that religion?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to roll my nerd dice, which I threw on the floor. I'm going to roll a different D8. 19.
19. You know that some Pegapodes are powerful enough to be warlock patrons.
Specifically this one.
This one, yes, but not a great one. Like, the amount of power that this Pegasus could give is probably quite limited. You also wouldn't get the vibe from this Pegasus that it would be on a vendetta against other warlock patrons for some reason. That seems like an odd thing for it to have.
So, oh, mighty Leon, whatever your name is my new patron more acceptable to your great, majestic, celestial ways? Okay, we're settled here then. So now you can fuck off, little.
Flirta, your mother. Siren, we should never have doubted her. Flirta, I'm so proud of you. Oh, it's so good to see you. And she just wraps you up in a very paint-covered hug.
I'm just sort of prestidigitating myself clean as going.
The Pegasus is looking between the halfling and the rest of you, like, kinda confused.
I mean, I think you need to speak to your warlock. This is just odd.
He
Can I-
kidnapped her. You know that.
It's also this is a very pertinent point. Wait, just to clarify above the table, was this him who kidnapped?
Yes, he's
Okay.
the one who trapped
Yes.
you in the amulet.
Yes. Also, just for the record, this little shit trapped me in an amulet. So,
We saw
in
it.
addition to being disinherited,
We had to like run through the Feywild to get Blurta back, and almost died because of a fucking horse of all things.
It's a cruel and unusual punishment.
Leon
A
horse that ate
stamps his
skin.
feet.
That horse ate skin.
We've seen some horrifying stuff over the past few weeks, but that really took the
Yarrow?
biscuit.
Yarrow owes like 50 kids worth of child support more than
Don't-
he did before that.
Don't bring him into this. That's
I was keeping my mouth shut, but if I'm allowed to
back
speak...
in the bag.
Oh.
Get back in the...
What's your game, little man? And I'm gonna lean over him and like be kind of like all up in his shit, blotting out the sun.
I'm picturing you leaning over him and then like bending in half, so you're looking
looking at his back. I'm
He's just like looking at your crotch.
I'm Michael Jackson lean just down towards him like that. So yeah,
Make
What-
an intimidation
what's-
check, Nimbo.
Mark's like, in the background, advantage.
Make it an advantage because Mark's grunting in the background.
that, my friends, is a Valkyrie dice. Nat 20 on his lovely wings.
Woohoo! It means you get to
Amazing.
see those beautiful wings.
We're
Like
riding
on a
on
Pegasus.
Valkyrie's wings.
Which are technically nicer than a Pegasus' wings.
There's a lot of horses in this session, isn't there? Yeah, nat 20. Look, I've been given all this power, and I've seen some bad shit, some bad patrons, and I have to keep everyone safe. I mean, no one will listen. No one was listening to me until Leo Leon, and might be misinterpreting what he tells me sometimes, but nobody else knows that, and it's all for the greater good. And
Is it?
I was
Is
gonna
it-
study
So
the damned opal, and then this kid stole it from me, and endangering everyone.
Well, it seems like that was part of an important journey, wasn't it? Look at where she is now.
And where are you,
And
little man?
why didn't you come to? Why didn't you come to her directly? Why didn't you talk to her?
That poor horse.
Yeah. Leon, do not listen to him. He is not worthy of your grandeur.
I'm gonna whisper to Blurta, going, "Can I throw him in the lake?"
Go for it.
I'm gonna vortex warp him into the lake.
Remind me what kind of saving throw that is, please.
I think it is
I think it's con or
con.
wisdom.
Yeah, it's con. Please, please.
Like as Em is casting that, I'm gonna say, next time try a conversation.
Does a 15 save?
It does. So I'm gonna chrono shift.
Yes.
I wonder if this will fucking happen.
One way.
12.
There we go.
So next time try a fucking conversation.
Now,
You just hear, "Ah!"
Got
You
it.
might want to dry off as soon as possible. You could catch your death.
He's done it before.
The Pegasus looks a little sad, but is now being comforted by Blurta, who is, I assume you're still praising the horse, Blurta.
Yeah. It's like,
It's a very beautiful Pegasus.
like, you know what? We will get you some of the special coconut oil lotion for your fur.
So, Blurta, what do you want to do with the rest of these nobles.
Hmm.
Aren't you, like, also a noble?
Don't remind me. I've moved on. Why don't you?
Yeah, I think
Mostly
We're
just
good.
hit stuff, actually.
You hit
That's
stuff?
something you have in problem.
No, never mind. Friendship first. Blurter, what do you want done?
I think we're gonna leave them here right now, and we're just gonna leave and go save the motherfucking world, and then we'll talk.
Priorities.
Blurta, dearest daughter, I'm so sorry. He was so persuasive. You know how you were always able to persuade me to do pretty much anything. Like that.
But I am cool, and this guy, I assume, is he's just kind of like because you said he was
He's
wearing
like-
robes, so he's just like doggy
He's
paddling.
way down. He's got a 5 dex. It'll be a miracle if he makes it out by nightfall.
If I prep
Um,
detect magic, do I sense the like dwindling remains, the last glimmers of a charm spell? Have they been charmed by him, or have they just been charmed by him?
There is a slight aspect of that. It's not super strong. But yes, primarily on the Baron.
Well, maybe you might want to be more careful in future about who you let cast enchantment magic on you. Just a
Alma.
suggestion.
Blurta's other brother vouched for him. He said he was a great scholar, and normally, our other daughter's here to, she's a cleric, and she helps us with the more magical things, but she's off on a pilgrimage or something.
And
I'm sorry, Blurt. If there's anything we can do to make it up to you, I'll make sure your mother washes the pony. I know you're very.
his
fond of-
name is Mr. Dumpling.
I
not
know you're
a pony.
Yes. We'll look after.
He will
Siren, your brother, will look after him. You know how he's good with horses and hitting things, and not much else. But
Where's the other brother? We just want to talk.
it's at the university in Brynwater.
Yes, Almar, that piece of shit, has once again been a piece of shit, to
What
the
a fudge.
surprise of no one.
Well, maybe, on the way back from saving the world, we can have that conversation.
Blurter, could I make another suggestion of ways that this could be made up?
I would love to hear it.
Eloise's life work was hijacked. And that seems very unfair. And she's off out there trying to reconcile that. There's some way for an apology. I think that would be just.
That seems quite reasonable.
Is that Lady Eloise de Saint Planare?
Very same.
Well, we can. My eldest son can use some time to get out of the house. I think he can go and find her and give her a hand. Right,
I
Siren?
mean-
Yeah, sounds fun. Do we get to hit things?
I mean, I think also a certain Mr. Proudmeat probably should be paying her compensation, or otherwise this might end up in the court system. I'm just throwing that out there.
We'll make sure he pays. Of course, Blurta, of course. And theft. We can't condone theft. Is there anything else we could do? I could make you a lovely portrait.
You paint me the biggest picture of Mr. Dumpling that you can possibly do, and I want it hung above my bed when I get back.
A mural? A mural of Mr.
Sure.
Dumpling and his new friend, Leo Leone?
Sure.
Oh, what
let's
a
go with
great
that.
idea! And your mother is like, you can say things. She is gathering her easel, her paints, and she's running into the house.
Can I ask a question above table for my fellow players? This is a noble family, and Muck is currently particularly worried about a noble parent who might not be a nice person. Could we ask a question about if they know if there's any rumours of warlock behaviour?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know how
Yeah.
to word it, but if
I mean,
anyone
I
wants
think
to.
from my understanding, Muck's family are a lot more important than Blurter's.
But they're also new money.
But their new money, Blurtus family, is not like old money, but definitely older money. And would have the connections at least. Might not like personally know Muck's family, but would know people who know them.
Okay.
Would hear the rumors. So you can certainly ask.
We would also, Lady Muck, or Muck, whichever you would prefer to be flaunting around in this particular instance, has an additional request as well.
If you had to put my mother into kind of class in terms of what her primary abilities and whatnot might be.
Aristocracy.
Yeah, not social, and she's definitely not. It's not a working class thing, just a kind of more functional class, I suppose. Not working, but functions. I know she's a lawyer, right? Very high charisma. Is there something more than the mundane to that, from your perspective?
I've always thought of her as a bit of a roguish type. A
Okay, don't get too
mastermind
weird with it.
Of intrigue.
Oh. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, the kinds of stab you in the back, stab you in the front, sneak attack.
Exactly. Yes, and one of those who's good at knowing, manipulating. I mean, no offense, of course, Lady Muck.
I hear you. Okay, and she wouldn't do that kind of thing. I know sometimes she's kind of a multitasker. She wouldn't do a little bit here, a little bit there, in the class aspect.
Not that I've heard.
What
No.
about my dad? Just checking.
He's
Just
a
checking.
wizard at shipping.
Yeah, no, so true, so true. All right. Yeah, that's all I needed to know, really. We didn't have this conversation.
I no reason, shall we say, to speak with
Yeah,
the
that's
presence
what I
of
call them.
I-
Reason and justice. Yeah, remember that.
If only there was short enough
am-
words to tattoo across knuckles.
We can make it
Just
work.
get more fingers.
Exactly.
Keep some spares. I have to say, Lady Muck, it seems you don't agree with your parents' operation.
Who does?
Well, quite a few people. I know the sovereigns. We've had our issues and certain matters and disagreements, but I don't think overthrowing them is the way to go.
Baron Mantrigor, did you ever rebel against your parents? Or have you
No.
done what you're told your entire life?
Pretty much.
I pity you.
I hear that a lot.
Good day.
Well, that seems like it all went very well.
Yeah.
I mean, if the stated objective was to make your family feel uncomfortable, which it was, smashed it out the park. Nice one, Blurter.
Good job. Good
Mhm.
job.
Let's save the world so that your pony is somewhere to prance about. What was his name again?
Mr. Dumpling. He
God
is the
bless
best
Mr. Dumpling.
pony in the universe.
Mr.
Well.
Dumpling has at some point during this conversation just moved over and is just standing right next to you, Blurta, just gazing up at you lovingly.
I just like the most affectionate you've ever seen Blurter be with anyone or anything. Just squeezing him. It's like, you're so good.
He is so round, your arms barely close around his waist. This is a just spherical pony.
I think Nimbo makes eye contact with Em and just kind of raises an eyebrow, just like,
I feel like I'm watching something I shouldn't.
None of Blurter's smart books have been about horses, have they? Just checking.
No, they have not.
Okay, go.
You hear sloshing, and you see Blurta's eldest brother carrying by the scruff of the neck a soaking wet halfling, depositing him on the shore, grabs a bucket, and just starts hosing down the Pegasus. He's just started doing chores.
Muck walks right up to him and grabs him by the scruff of his neck and goes, "You know, I will defeat you."
In a level of 1 to 20, where'd you say you'd land?
20. Without a
Yeah,
shadow of a
probably
doubt.
then. It's
Mhm.
kind of hot. It's weird for my little sister to have hot friends. I don't like this. I'm gonna go
Muck-
now.
Muck vomits in her mouth and walks away. She does not have the equipment to process that.
Does she walk back to her friends holding the vomit in her mouth?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you do the thing you have to do though and tell us that you vomited in the mouse?
No.
No? Oh. Like,
What do you have to say it?
if I ever do that, I'm like, I just vomited in my mouth. I have to tell someone.
No.
Sam Law here.
You make it sound like it's a law, though.
It's the law. It's the lower law.
No, Muck just chokes it down.
Mm.
But she is maybe warming up to the institution of marriage.
You guys could be sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
I think as we blast on,
Are we definitely going? Is there nothing else that Blutter wants
Is
to
there
do
anything
with it?
else?
I think that's a nice. I think just it's just gonna be Blurter out.
the ultimate mic drop.
Your father has started writing a very lengthy apology to Eloise. Siren started washing your brother started washing the pony.
Just before we get out of range, I cast Prestidigitation on Polo Proudmeat to make it look like he pooped his pants.
I see you do that and go, yep, I get it.
And as we're blasting on, I go,
I just throw piss rag at him.
I just assume that I'm just
well, do you tie it in a
fresh
knot
one.
or ball
A
it
fresh
up or
one.
something, or
I
guess
want to
the
flip it.
aerodynamics of a piss rag.
Yeah,
I guess
with
it's
the
got more
flick of the
weight than a
wrist.
normal piece of cloth because it's wet.
Yeah, I want it to hit. I want the mass of it to hit, but I want a corner of it to whip round.
Well,
I'm
what we could
so
do then?
sorry that I'm raising this point. I thought the piss rags were rags Muck had pissed in previously, not ones he was actively pissing in every time. But
Yeah,
now
but some
you
are
say
wetter than
this is
others.
wet.
Some are wetter than others, and if they're right at the bottom and all the liquid's going down, I get right down there, like a jar of kimchi. It's kind of like that. So right at the bottom.
oh god.
You've ruined kimchi.
Oh, I made it.
Oh man.
Rachel is never going to be allowed into the country of
Yeah,
South
we are
Korea.
sorry, Korea. We are sorry, both of the Koreas.
Yeah.
Oof. So you
I can catapult your piss rag if you like.
Yeah, go on then.
I will take a balled up piss rag and catapult it at the man.
And you do. You're not going to do enough damage to kill it, though. But
No, I'm
yes.
gonna do 4d8 damage with a piss rag,
To
please.
kill.
No.
well, and he takes 10d8 psychic damage.
All I'm saying is, if we're not playing with encumbrance, then
Just this huge urn on a satchel. Just like, very, very, very barely audible sloshing.
yeah.
Muted by layers of fabric.
Have you seen the horrifying thought? Can the alchemy jug create piss?
I mean,
It can
that's up
create
to-
beer that can become piss.
or vinegar.
True.
Just saying, you could have a never-ending supply of piss for all of your rags.
I've got,
And
isn't
that
that what a body
note-
is? Isn't that what life is, really, when you think about it?
And on this beautiful philosophical note, as the finger blasters blast on into the sunset, yet another storyline wraps up behind them, and a couple of horses left, tended to by a big lug of a man. You are on your way to Lishold to stock up, which we can do off screen, and then on to
The Lost Isle.
Lost Isle. What will they find there? I know, you don't. You'll find out sometime. But until then, remember to tune in for our 3rd anniversary this coming Friday. Remember to tune in tomorrow for Discworld. Lots of announcements to come. We love you all. I was about to say have a great evening, but my players need to pick a MVP for the session.
Well,
But
I
I
think
believe
overall.
3 of you still have moments of awesome.
Oh, really?
So
Oh,
who
yeah.
doesn't? And
I
what's
think
your
I just
favorite
got one,
part of the
right?
episode?
Because we should definitely acknowledge the blurter's arrival in that garden.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is that patron? Just that absolute telenovela level of busting through the door, drama, mic drop, fuck off on a flying carpet,
Yeah, fucking love that.
Thank you.
triumphant.
But do you have a moment of awesome already?
Wait, I do, yes.
Ah, rats.
I think
Who
it's
doesn't have
me.
one?
It's me who doesn't have one.
All right.
Sam's the only one who doesn't currently.
I mean, sending your pet to find your stash is an
Beautiful.
I've never, I've in all my years of playing D&D, I've never seen a familiar used to find drugs, which seems
Kind of
obvious.
wise here.
right.
Also,
You know what? I
there's-
love having to come up with places where drugs are hidden in a grandmother's house. So
See, I was wondering how you're coming up with these. It's like, has
Mm.
Dagmar been hiding things in clogs?
I know, but I'm looking at your house now.
my grandparents have 3 grandfather clocks in their house, so that's where I'd hide shit.
Also, I really
also-
enjoyed self-imposed wisdom check leading
Yes,
to
I was
fear.
gonna
fear. That was so good. We've all been there.
Panic attack at the prospect of an evil grandma.
Literally, you didn't have to think that hard about it, but you chose to, and it fucked you up. That is the essence of a
You gotta
hangover.
respect
Yeah.
that.
I
And
would just
I
say
would
that
like to
across the
just-
board, we were all on top. I think
Absolutely.
that people were
But I
hilarious.
do think clinches it for me for getting the moment of awesome is finally it worked, Sam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally, Vortex
Yes.
worked it for me.
It took a chronal shift, but we got there.
What did I mean?
I did have to double check that he didn't have counterspell, but he did not. So.
If he'd had counterspell, I'd probably just walked up and punched him after that.
Which would also have been great.
Nice.
I mean, Blurter could have
alright,
just
so
snapped that counter spell out of the air, right?
Mhm.
Like a
Counter
counter.
the counter.
Mhm.
you
Uno reverse.
all have moment of awesome then, and a collective one which you've still not used.
Banking out
Next
for
week,
this
we got to
island.
be awesome.
I mean, we
You're
are going
a
to a cursed
so
island.
you know. Yes.
Yeah.
What
Jinx.
could go wrong? You're only level 7. Right, folks, we will see you very soon. hopefully tomorrow, if not on Friday. So have a great week until then, and a fantastic rest of your evening. Good night, folks.